Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Why'd you stop dancing, Chris? Come on now. Welcome to DBL. It's Thursday, November 12th. I am Tori here with Lindsay and Brandon. I'm cavelling.
Whoa.
I'm cavelling the brother and sister back together.
I'm just going to be easy today, though.
All right.
First day back.
You've been taking acting classes with that. Whoa. You almost had
I'm trying to get my Oprah voice organized. You know what I mean?
Cool.
You get a DBL.
I miss you too.
I miss you guys. It's wonderful to see you in person. Well, a lot of people are actually asking, should the country go on lockdown? So let's talk about this. Let's just get right into it. The surge in new cases hit another high yesterday with more than 145,000 new cases. And deaths are also back up with more than 1,500 reported yesterday. So there's a lot of debate about how to flatten that curve. We all know what that means. Some scientists, like this one, think a national lockdown for the next 4 to 6 weeks would help. He's a coronavirus advisor to President-elect Joe Biden. Now, on the other hand, here's actually what Dr. Anthony Fauci said about it on Good Morning America. Take a look.
There is no appetite for locking down on the American public, but I believe that we can do it without a lockdown. I really do. The best opposite strategy to locking down is to intensify the public health measures short of locking down.
Okay, so DBL Nation, what do we do? When we have a debate, we go to you. We want to know what you think. Should the country go on lockdown again to stop this massive surge? So go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Lindsay?
I mean, when Dr. Fauci says that we have no appetite to lock down, it's just like we're in the fourth quarter of this whole thing. And March, April, May, all these times we could have really had a national plan to lock down. And now right before Thanksgiving, you're telling everybody we're going to shut down everything. Instead of what Dr. Fauci said, let's make a plan and move forward and tell people just to protect themselves, wear masks. Because realistically, right now is not the time when everybody really may need to see their family, may really want to get that kind of breath of fresh air after a year of disaster.
I challenge you that people won't wear masks. That's why
but that can be the national mandate. The mask can be the mandate.
I agree with you completely. We need a national mask mandate, but if there isn't one, we need to go on a lockdown because we got to stop the bleeding.
$1,200 given to people for some type of relief, and many small businesses, including my own and other ones, haven't gotten any money. So what do you expect is going to happen?
Exactly. I don't want to talk lockdown until we talk stimulus. Until we talk about putting money in these people, not only people's pockets, but these small businesses' pockets. Also, you said it's we were in the fourth quarter. Lindsay, I think we're only halftime. Honestly, I think we are only halftime right now, and this 4 to 6 week lockdown is going to be when the teams go into the locker room and come back out, because we shouldn't be talking anything. We need vaccine. We need vaccines because if we lock down, I'm sorry, really quick, but if we lock down for 4 to 6 weeks and we come out and there's no vaccine, it's only going to be the same.
I get that, and I understand for businesses and what you guys are saying about we need more stimulus. That's clear. But my question is, don't we need to stop the bleeding? If someone shoots you with an arrow, you don't go after the guy. You first take care of the bleeding. It's triage, and we have to stop people dying before we stop businesses closing. That comes in with stimulus. So I think we're in agreement in a way. It's like a trapezoid.
I read that we're not even the worst part of the virus. We haven't seen the worst to come. And that 80% of the new cases happened between March to now because of going out to restaurants and big gatherings, even outdoor huge gatherings. And so it's just frustrating because even if we do a national lockdown, we were in a pretty much close to a lockdown when people were protesting because of deaths or supporting Trump events and going to the White House. So how are we really going to stop these events if our president doesn't say, hey, this is going to be a final straw? Like, what's the actual plan? Dr. Fauci and all these doctors can say what they want to do, but the plan has to come from the top person.
I agree with you. Let's talk about people who disagree with us, because that's always fun. Raw Veggies on Twitter says, send all checks and we'll just hang out at home for 6 weeks. Totally works for me. I completely agree. We need more money. That's clear from all three of us. Agreed. Government, do your job. Herondale Frey from Twitter. In Australia, we had a full lockdown for 8 weeks. We are currently at 0 cases per day. So yeah, it does work. Now there's fewer people in Australia, and fact check, Australia did have 12 cases reported yesterday. Faux guy, cool. 6 weeks to flatten the economy again. We don't need a lockdown. Again, I disagree in terms of what we need to start with focusing on. And Atto Maran from Twitter says, be realistic. There's no way you can enforce that under this political environment. I think you can with a mask mandate and other things. Let's look at the megaphone here. Should the country go on lockdown again? 64% of you say yes.
Partial
lockdown.
I'm okay with partial lockdown for sure.
Interesting. All right. Well, imagine hosting a wedding right now, only for it to become a headline news for becoming a super spreader event. This is the couple that you might have seen. They are being ridiculed publicly for their wedding last month. The New York Post headline reads, IV spread. That's a good one. The wedding, I mean, I don't like the Post, but great headline. The wedding was held at this Long Island country club with more than, 100 people in attendance, more than double the state's legal limit. At least 34 people got sick. Another 159 had to go into quarantine. The event even forced several schools to temporarily suspend in-person learning. The venue has now lost its liquor license, which, if you know anything about a wedding or bat mitzvahs, that's a big deal, and was fined $17,000. We did reach out, of course, to the wedding venue for comment. They did decline. So the question is, should this couple be so publicly shamed? They're from Long Island, so I'm going to head over to Long Island, girl.
What's going on?
Talk to us.
Your borough.
Listen, I'm going to quote every adult in all of our lives. They made their bed, they need to lie in it. I'm not mad that they're on the cover of this magazine because I hate when people think that they're going to be the exception to a mass rule. So the rule in New York, which has done a phenomenal job trying to keep down the cases of COVID, is that you can't gather over 50 people, I believe. So to have 100 and XYZ number of people and think that you're not going to get caught, and then this business getting fined and losing their liquor license, that's what you get, okay? Shame on you, all the grandmas out there. I know you feel me, okay? This is ridiculous.
My mother's like, yes, Lindsay, yes.
Why are we shaming the couple? If you said earlier the leadership starts from the top up. The leader, okay, and it trickles down. It should trickle down to the country club. If you know that they have a guest list with 100 people on it, and your business or your venue is only supposed to have 50. You're going to try and get what you're going to try and get. So the country club, a loss of a liquor license is $17,000. No, they should be on the cover front of the magazine or the New York Post.
Well, maybe tomorrow's issue can have the country club also and said, don't have your wedding here. IV, no wedding, have it here.
Well, just get your borough, your hometown in check, please.
I agree with you, though. You made your bed for both of them, country club included.
No, they should. The couple should be okay because they got the okay from the venue.
No, the couple is grown people. Grown adults.
Agreed.
Making stupid decisions.
All right,
putting people
shall we babysit?
If I have to cut my list down to my wedding, then I'm sorry, you guys don't make that 50.
Brandon, well, I will gladly zoom in to be safe if you're going to have a 134-person wedding, okay?
I will also be zooming with Lindsay. All right. We do have an update to a viral video we showed you earlier this summer. Okay, so you remember this. This is a woman who shared a video of herself freaking out at a Target store. She ripped down the face mask display while cussing up a storm. That's the most Southern thing I've ever read, cussing up a storm. Now the woman, who is a PR executive, that's irony, named Melissa Ryan Lively, is trying to explain. She said she had a mental health breakdown after she became, with quote, consumed with doom scrolling on the internet. She went down a QAnon conspiracy theory rabbit hole. She said it fueled her anxiety, her depression. The PR exec also revealed she's working on a memoir. Yeah.
No.
See?
Let me finish the story. Called You Can't Cancel Me, the story of my life. Now, before we all say no, let's just talk about cancel culture in general, perhaps. But if you want to go off on her, that's fine. I'm just saying, should we talk more about cancel culture in general? She should be. All right, go ahead, Lindsay.
Why should she be canceled? She's not famous. Just because she's not.
She destroyed and vandaled a Target where someone had to clean that up.
Okay, well, clean it up. Hang the mask back up. I understand that, but I don't want people.
This is her. This is she in the Target.
I don't like her going on this media tour right now because for 15 years she's worked in PR, so she knows how to spin it.
Yeah.
And now she's trying to act like she's the oppressed one and they're canceling me. Absolutely not. If you're going to make any sort of money off this memoir or this media tour, if it really is mental health issues you're dealing with, make sure some of that check goes back to people who really have mental health issues.
I agree with that. And also, a memoir, you're not like 150. What are you doing?
The privilege of the biggest issue you have is having to wear a mask and writing a memoir about the fact that you were canceled because she needs to go to bed. No, that's ridiculous. I'm so annoyed by everybody from Long Island, this lady, everybody that goes to Target and does stuff like that.
We're going to take a breath here. We're going to just breathe because there's a lot of upsetness. Here we go. Coming up on DBL, our medical pro. You've missed her. You've been writing me like crazy, making me jealous. She's back. Dr. Payal Kohli joins us to clear up the confusion surrounding the latest COVID-19 headlines about a national lockdown. And what are President Trump's plans for the future? We're talking about the possibilities that could be in play. Write us. Don't go away.
You may have seen this viral video of two men finding a trash bag full of ballots after a wedding in Oklahoma this weekend.
Donald Trump, and there's more ballots in this trash inside that trash.
This has been shared tens of thousands of times, often with little context and claims of fraud. So is this trash bag full of ballots actually proof of voter fraud? Well, according to the Oklahoma State Election Board, no. In a series of tweets, they explained these are, quote, clearly spoiled ballots, where the voter mistakenly marked more than one option in a race. You can actually see this in the videos. Ballots where the voter selected multiple options in the same race. And according to the election board, quote, spoiled ballots are returned to the precinct clerk and destroyed, then the voter is issued a new ballot. The elections board also provided this affidavit from the voting precinct in the video showing at least 11 voters had to redo their ballots. The spoiled ones were destroyed and thrown out. So claims that these ballots are proof of fraud, false. Folks, if you're seeing more election claims you want us to check out, send us an email. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
Welcome back to DBL. It's been a week since the now contested election, and yesterday, for the first time in a while, we saw the president out publicly looking very, very solemn. He attended a wreath-laying ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery to honor Veterans Day. But a lot of folks are wondering, what's next for him? So Axios is reporting he's planning his own conservative news channel to take on Fox News. The president has been blasting the network a lot on Twitter recently. One option up for consideration is a digital news channel, which would charge a monthly fee to supporters. Now, a lot of people are wondering, what will this mean for some of the president's fiercest defenders on Fox News, like Sean Hannity, you got Tucker Carlson, and you got Laura Ingraham, who have been loyal the entire time. Lindsay, I have said from the beginning, he got into this President Trump in 2016, the presidential race, to eventually just get his name out there to then focus on a conservative news channel. That makes the most sense. He can brand it Trump News. It's so Trump. What do you think, and do you think he'll take Laura Ingraham with him?
To take all those people on primetime, you know they're making bank, so hopefully he's offering bank.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And he had 47.5% of the country support him in this last election. So let's be clear about those numbers. That's 72 million people that voted for him and 77 million people that voted against him that will likely hate watch that channel.
Exactly.
So he will have
I think he'll do well.
the following of a lifetime. I
agree.
think it's a brilliant idea.
I think so
now,
too.
do I think you should do it on the back of a presidency and that be a whole PR move? I hope that wasn't the plan. I hope he actually wanted to be president and that was the plan. But if that is what the next move, I think that's brilliant.
I think so. I think it's like the right chess move to make. Someone was in my ear, they were saying it could be called MAGA news. I mean, there's all these, you could sell merchandising. What do you think, Brandon?
Brilliant, because Tori, I always talk to you about the presidential campaign, and you say Roger Stone was his campaign manager.
His
and
mentor.
It was all about his mentor. It was all about the shock and the awe. Let me show you this, look this way.
Yes.
And this is another one, because look, if he gets this, what is social media in general? It's all about monetizing your following. So forget doing it on a Twitter who fact checks him. Forget doing it on a Facebook. Do it on my own internet. And remember, when it comes to the FCC on broadcast, there's certain things that have to be checked.
Good
and
point.
You can and can't say on that. So if you go internet, who is going to regulate what he and Hannity
Great
or
point. All right, well, here's my
Tucker
question
Carlson
next.
say?
First of all, great point.
Thank you.
Hannity, Carlson, and Laura Ingraham, who goes? Who leaves to join? It's gotta be
I don't
Tucker,
know.
right?
Tucker
Carlson.
And you know what? I'm going to be one of those people that hate watch Tucker Carlson.
At least the first week you got to see what's going on.
But sometimes I click on and I'm like, oh, I can't stand this guy. But I watched.
Yeah.
And people are going to watch.
He's got the audience. He really does. I think he'd do very, very well. Let us know what you think. Coming up on DBL, the one, the only, the doctor. Dr. Pyle Coley tackles the latest coronavirus news and puts everything right into perspective for us with just a sigh of relief. We'll be right back.
It's only a matter of time until you're checked.
Welcome back to DBL. In a normal year, we'd be gearing up for the holidays. We got Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. Huh? 19, though, as COVID-19 cases rise, though, we're hearing about the possibility of another lockdown as that COVID fatigue sets in. So, of course, we had to bring in Dr. Payal Kohli. It is lovely to see you again. She joins us live. As we mentioned earlier, Doc, Dr. Fauci said a lockdown is avoidable, but he has this message for people who are getting a little antsy. Take a look.
Help is really on the way. You know, if you think of it metaphorically, you know, the cavalry is coming here. Vaccines are going to have a major positive impact.
All right. So, Doc, do you agree with the doc? Can we get through Can we get through the pandemic without another lockdown?
I do agree, Tori. I mean, who am I to disagree with Dr. Fauci, who is my ultimate idol and role model? But I have to say that I want to add something to what Dr. Fauci is saying, which is that any of the restrictions or any of the things that we're doing are not going to work if they're going top down. So 49% of Americans actually say that if we had another lockdown, you know, they would abide by it, which means that 51% say that they wouldn't. So before these restrictions, any of the stuff that we're doing now, the sacrifices we're making are going to start to be effective. It's going to require an attitude change from the bottom up. And that's the only way that we're going to avoid that lockdown.
Attitude change. I like that.
So Dr. Kohli, Dr. Fauci says help is on the way, and we don't know if that'll come for some people in December, some people in April. But right now, COVID fatigue is real, and people desperately want to travel to see their family, so much that they're buying fake COVID results, fake negative COVID results on the black market. What do you think about this level of desperation?
You know, I think, Lindsay, when you're desperate is when the scammers really take advantage of the situation. So we have to be careful, number one, because there's a lot of bad tests out there. They're unapproved, they're ineffective, and buying a fake result is just putting a Band-Aid on the problem. It's going to come back to bite you later. But number two, and more importantly, I think we're forgetting the point of Thanksgiving. It's to celebrate our family and loved ones. It's to celebrate the people in our life that are important to us. It's not to expose them to risk by buying a fake test result.
Wow, she said that well.
Yeah. Dr. Kohli, as the pandemic continues to get worse, the U.S. is being considered as a humanitarian disaster, and even Doctors Without Borders are being sent to America. What does that say about us?
You know, it tells us that we've completely mishandled everything, but it's not too late for us to make a difference. If you look at the numbers, you guys, there is one person dying of COVID every minute. So just to put that in perspective for you, that's 4 747 planes every single day. So it's essentially like having 4 plane crashes every single day. And we've become numb. So I think, you know, we really do need to start thinking about this as not just a medical crisis, but a humanitarian crisis. The fact that doctors are coming from other countries to help us should help us really understand what a bad place we're in right now and how hard we all have to work to turn it around.
That is so impressive. Thank you for putting it like that. Also, I always think maybe like the AIDS quilt. Do you remember the AIDS quilt when they laid out everybody that was on there for so long and it went on and on? A visual of how many people we have lost might be helpful for people, because when you said that, all three of us were like in shock. That was well said. Dr. Kohli, thank you so much for being the voice of reason and for being so awesome. That was cool, right? We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. Steph has some really, really good products to show us at even better prices. Remember, the holidays are coming up. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast, presented by MorningSave.com.
Hey guys, I'm here with some great products and deals that you're going to absolutely love. So first off, I've got something that's going to upgrade your bedroom at a price that will not keep you up at night. So this is the Threaded Classic Essential Percale Sheet Set. So it's 300 thread count, so it's cool to touch, and it's only going to soften more with time. This set is machine washable. So normally all of this is $149, but we've got it for $39, which means you guys save 74%. This is the Jenny Chan Expander Pack Crossbody Bag. So it's a 3-in-1 bag that allows you to carry it on your shoulder, as a duffel bag, or as a fanny pack, and it converts easily from a crossbody to a duffel. So normally this is $80, but we've got it for $19, which means you save 76%. I love Tupperware, and that's why I love the Jeffrey Zakarian 22-piece food storage canister set. So these are airtight containers, and they're extremely durable and BPA free, so they'll keep your food fresher for longer. So normally this is $106, but we've got it for $29. Amazing savings of 73%. So these are the Tahari cowl neck designer ponchos. So they're absolutely stunning, a great addition for your fall wardrobe. They are so soft and cozy, and they are incredibly flattering. They've got a flowy fit. So normally these are $48, but we've got them for $19, which means you guys at home save 60%. So you guys need to head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at seriously the lowest prices. And you can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. How easy is that? Go check it out.
All right, well, we got some comments, y'all. So Kim wrote us in and said, you just said we need more money. Government, do your job. It's not government's job to support us. Where do you think they're going to get the money to give to everyone on unemployment? It comes from our paychecks. And John said, keep wearing those face masks, everyone. As for Kim, I'm very much in favor of a high, extremely high, wealthy tax break for them, or a tax raise for them, because I think it can help serve the rest of the country.
Okay.
All right.
Solid point.
Bye, guys.